Alright, what's going on, guys? Unoptimized Fool here, and we're doing another trading post review. Now today is September 2nd, so I couldn't do it yesterday because Sunday was a rest day, but we're doing the trading post review today. So, we're first going to actually look at the Traveler's Log and see what the end kind of reward is, right? So September is Gather Your Crew. And obviously the last one is Plunderlord's Golden Crocodile, which as you can see here is a beautiful looking mount. We do have wide legs on it though. But honestly you can see a bunch of swords sticking out, treasure chest, candles, you have gold everywhere. I mean, this is definitely a beautiful looking mount, and it's a pretty big one. So honestly, I'm going to say this is a W. Now down here, down below, I do have a list of W's versus L's, and at the end we'll kind of compare, because we've been the first I think 2 trading post reviews, I think it's either been 2 or 3, I've just been saying W or L, and we haven't really been tallying them, so we can tally them to see if a trading post is good or not. So without further ado, let's go and see what we have to offer here. So the first one, we're just going to go, actually, we know what we'll do, we'll start at the bottom, right? So we'll go with returning, and then we'll go to the top. Usually the top is usually the best ones, right? So we have returning. We have the honed bastard sword. Again, I really like this one. It's just very simplistic, very low fantasy. The returning ones I don't really put in the W or L category because they're returning. So I don't really put them in the categories. But I have this sword, so it's good to see it back. Then we have the Homebrewer Sampling Crest. I just like this because it's Brewfest themed. Definitely good for a dwarf. I'm still sick, guys, so sorry about that. I'm going to be muting the mic to cough and sniffle. But I want to get this out, though. So, again, this is a good one here. And then we have the Sharpened Shank coming out here. Again, just very low fantasy. Definitely a rogue if you want to just have a, very low fantasy rogue. This is a perfect weapon. I like these low fantasy sets. We have an orange sleeve shirt. Again, very low fantasy, kind of like a civilian. I like it. It's actually kind of a darker burnt orange, which is good. Although, I don't know why it's a little bit of a crop top. I mean, I guess a belt could hide it, but that's the only thing with that one. Then we have this kind of giant, like, ogre spear, kind of like a giant spike here. I like this one. Very low fantasy as well, too. Looks almost very put together. Then we have the Ensemble Wanderer's Lively Trappings. This is just one of those cloaks. It's a green one. Green's really not my favorite color. I'm also not a big fan of how flat they kind of look here. I mean, they kind of look okay, but still a little bit flat. And then, of course, we have this. This is my favorite ones because I love the hood, but also I love the holes in this, right? And I wish the damage was different on each side. Right now, it's just mirrored. Basically, they made half of this and just mirrored it. So I wish it was different because weathering and tearing, it really doesn't come on equally, obviously. And then we have the Niffin hat, which is actually, I might get this if I have enough points over. I mean, it just looks funny as hell. Got the old top hat, almost looks like a hillbilly. Heavily stitched wallet, again, just I wish this had some more physics to it. It's kind of rigid, obviously, and it's just a sack of gold coins, which is cool. But I wish it like kind of hung down, because obviously if you held a bag, it wouldn't just be kind of stiff like that. But that's my only critique of it. And then we got the Trapper's Munition, a very low fantasy hunter's quiver. It looks good. Got a nice bag on this side. Got a little gem here. And the last one, we got the Sky Captain's former attire coming back, which is 800. This actually has been removed from the game, but it's still here now. It was from March. And basically it's kind of like, royal type of, party-esque look. I'm not a big fan of it, but definitely something to check out if you're interested in it. Alright, so let's actually get into the September new items being offered for the first time. So we have the Emerald Scale Threads. Again, it looks like plate armor, I would guess. How do I feel about this? I mean, it looks very low poly, obviously, but it definitely would. I don't really see this being part of any sort of transmog. It's like almost like bone shape, but again, the bones aren't really 3D. They're kind of flat. They're kind of just like, they almost look like gems now. I have to say this is probably an L, because I wouldn't see myself wearing these, and plus they make my feet look huge. I mean, do I have huge feet? I'm not sure. Then we have the golden ones. These are a little bit better just because I like amber scale threads. These are both 40 I don't know why I'm forgetting the name of this here. Trader's Tender, gee whiz. I like the color a little bit more, but I'm still going to call this one an L just because they're not really that 3D, because it looks like they're going for like a spike thing here. And then for 50 Trader's Tender, we have the simple copper staff, which is just a typical staff you'd get from leveling, but this one's copper looking. I think this is a W. I mean, I think I'm going to say this one's a W because, yeah, it is a simplistic staff, but I really like these staffs, and honestly, having more customization to it, I've never seen one like this one, so it looks cool, you know. Obviously, this is like very low leveling, like, blood elf or human zones. And then for another 50, we have the emerald drape, which is looking good. It almost reminds me of, like, Dragonflight. I would say this is a good one right here. It just clips onto the armor up on top here. Yeah, I like the design. It gives off a very high fantasy Dragonflight, Emerald Dream look. Get the giant crystal up in here. I give this a W for sure, because you got the white border, the darker green up here. I really like the different greens in here. I think that's really good. And then for 75 Trader's Tenders, we have the Doors Camo Shoulder Blade. Again, we have these. This is actually a very unique color here. I didn't really pinpoint this color, to be honest with you, but I've always kind of been iffy about the design of these, but I really like the color, so I'm gonna have to say this is a W for color, just because I don't even know what kind of color it might be. This is like a green. I don't even know. I'm not sure, but I still like it though, regardless. And then for 80 Trader's Tender, we got the Swabby's Cap. So again, just a swab. Oh, look at this. This is pretty cool. So again, this is low fantasy. This is kind of like a deckhand's hat. You work on a boat, you got the hat on. Again, I really like it. It's definitely a unique model. I always give a W to a unique model. I've never seen this model before. I'm not sure if it's been in the game before, but I haven't seen it myself, so I'll give this a W. Although I would love to see it with longer hair. My character has actually, what does my hair look like? Actually, no, look at my character does have long hair, but when I have the Swabby's caps on, it cuts my hair for me, which is actually realistic. Obviously, I don't think you would have this hair with this cap, so I like that. So that's actually a good W right there. And then for 100 Trader's Tender, we have the Trader's Camo Sarong. Again, just another dress here. I always give these an L though, because I like the color, but unfortunately they look super flat, especially the folds down here and the bow in front. So I'm always giving this one an L because it's super flat. And then we have 100 Jade Blade of the Four-Blade. Yeah, that's how it says. It's just orange. I mean, orange. Wow, I'm colorblind. It's green. I like the color, but unfortunately, guys, look at the material here. First of all, it's very bright up on top here, and then the materials are super low resolution. So this one's going to be an L. I've talked about this before, where I'm fine with them bringing back old models, but make them just upscale the resolutions, please. I mean, this looks terrible. I mean, unless you're going for that, 2004, 2006 look, this isn't gonna fly when we have armor sets that are high definition. So this one's an L. And then we have the high grade blade of the Four-Blade here. This is probably just a different color. Yep, different color, same problem though, right? We got too bright on the tip here and low resolution textures here. I mean, I like the sword design, but the textures are just not looking good. And then we have 100 for the Fine Gloves of the Forest. Again, it will match those boots here. Again, not my style, but I always consider these to be W's just because they are a very unique model and they definitely kind of skin grab everything on their way in. So this is mostly for female characters, I would say, but definitely cool. And I'm glad that gloves are going up to covering everything up, so you have you don't have to depend on a shirt, because sometimes you want different color gloves with different shirts, and sometimes the gloves cut off at the wrist. So I think this is a good addition to the game. Then we got the classic camo tabard for 100. Ooh, I love this actually. This is already a W in my book because the colors. We got this brownish look. We got this I don't even know what color this is. I'm like having a colorblind moment or something. But ooh, look at us, guys. These achievements keep popping up in the game, and it's awful. Blizzard, please fix them. I love this. This is great. I actually might pick this up, but it covers my butt just nicely. Again, guys, sorry about coughing and stuff like that. It's just I'm trying my best. So yeah, I like this one. I liked it. And then for Plunder Lord's Radiant Rapier, we got 150. Ooh, I love this one. I love just the, you know, again, just the guard on the hand. The textures look fantastic. Very pointy sword, and I love the like feathers. It's very Captain-esque, you know. Very, you know, elite pirate type of thing. And it's huge, actually. Although I think the size is kind of inaccurate. It's fine. I mean, it's a one-handed sword. So this is actually pretty big for a one-handed sword, not gonna lie. This is huge, actually. I mean, still, definitely, it's still a W, but I would say the only critique is probably how large it looks, you know? But yeah, it's almost as tall as me. That's a big one-hander. And then we have the Plunder Lord's Radiant Neck Severer, 150. It looks like an axe. Again, another W, but it's huge. This is a huge axe. But I love the textures. It looks worn and used and stuff like that. Chipped. We got the feather, which is nice. Again, another W. But man, that size, this is a huge weapon. I mean, humans aren't really the biggest race in the game. Not one of the smallest, but like, you know, we're probably the medium race for size. And this is big. And we got the Plunder Lord's Radiant Hand Cannon. And obviously we're holding this because we're taking the animations off, but you can see we got the spark here. Now I wonder if the spark is always going. Again, a huge gun. It looks like we're having like a mini cannon in our hands. But still, I would consider this a W just because of the wear and tear. We have we got the scope here. Nice handle with some tape on it, and yeah, I mean this is, I mean I'm sure this is only, I love the effects here. Love the effects. Yeah, we got the Icky Blicky right here. Look at that. 10 out of 10. Alright, we're getting closer to the top, guys. So for 150, we got the Felglade Wargrave. Oh, I love these looks. They look like the needler on the bottom, but then like up top here, we have the effect coming off of it, like some fel poison. And I just love the way we're holding it. And obviously, when you slice it, you're going to be like throwing it off. I mean, 10 out of 10. This is definitely a W in my book too as well, because it just looks like it slices and dices, and it reminds me of Halo down here at the bottom. What do you guys think? I mean, this is fantastic. I love the look of these. And then we of course got the Cursed Copper Crossbow. Ooh, this looks interesting. Huge, by the way, massive. I mean, it looks good. We got some outdated material textures here. I love the face in the front here, but the textures here are kind of lame compared to like the other one. I mean, they are kind of lame, but the overall uniqueness of this model definitely probably, honestly, but it's huge. Honestly, I'm going to say this is an L just because of the textures and the size problem. It's very unique. I love the mouth in the front and the skull here holding back the string. I love the overall theme. But overall, they should have just, I don't know why they don't just remaster some of these textures. Anyway. For 160 Trader's Tenders, we got the Plunder Lord's Radiant Signal. Oh, it's a nice staff. Can't really see much of it, all of it really, but yeah, it looks great. We got a ship wheel on the top here. The textures are looking fantastic. We got the feathers to bring it all in from the parrot. Oh yeah, this is definitely a W. That's for sure. Look at that. Yeah, this is great. This is definitely good for any caster with staffs. Absolutely. And for 175, we got the Plunder Lord's Radiant Cutlass. Oh, this is a two-hander. So this is a two-hander, which is, you know what's funny, is that this two-hander is a little bit smaller than the one-hander we looked at. But again, we got the nice guard here, the feathers in the back, chipped, worn. Textures are looking fantastic. I mean, all of these are looking fantastic. That's another W right here. So, again, nice looking scimitar. It looks like a nice, I guess it's called a cutlass, but it looks like a scimitar. Definitely worth a pickup for you two-handers. Then for 175 traders tenders, we have the Frenzied Hat of the Murky Waters. I mean, this is just, I mean, if you say this is an L, you're incorrect. I mean, that's just a nice little shark hat right there. You nice little stitched together shark hat with a little tie-in on the back there. 10 out of 10. And even cuts your hair too. There we go. I like how the hats cut your hair, so that's good. So that's really good. And for 200 traders tenders, we got the Blade Master's Lively Stones. I always give these an L because they look cool. It's a good shaman look. But if you have long hair, it does cut through and phase through your hair. So they should definitely do the same thing they do with hats with this one, because it does not look good with the hair right there. If you have like a helmet transmog, it works pretty well. But if you don't have a helmet transmog, it does not look good. You can see here it cuts through. So I would say that's the only thing that they need to change on these for it to be a W. We're looking good though. There's more W's than L's, but usually we don't usually have like all L's really. And for 250, we have the Alchemist Bandolier. Ooh, okay. Long hair kind of covers it, but this gives me a very much like a rogue type of like poisons, kind of like grab and go with the nice throwing knives there. I like this one, honestly. I mean, the hair kind of ruins it, but just, I mean, it kind of looks weird, but if you have if you have armor on, yeah, it looks okay. I mean, you'd have better armor. Obviously, a rogue wouldn't have plate armor on, so it would look a little bit different, but I would say this is still a W, even though the hair is kind of ruining it. All right, let's get into the big boys here. So for 300 tenders, we get the Green Brewfist Bulwark. Again, just the same thing as the Homebrewer Sampling Crest. This one's a little bit green. I love this. I mean, I'm going to give this a W as well, too, because, again, this reminds me of the original one. But I might not get this one since I already have the other one. And then for the top three here, 330 tender, we have Claudius, excuse me. Nice little pet, little snail. He's going to swipe at you. Crown and some jewels on the top of his head, some pearls. I mean, come on. Who doesn't like Claudius here? I don't usually collect pets, but this one's cute. Very cute. And then we have for 600 tender, we have the Keglegs Radiant Crocolisk. Again, it looks exactly like I love how big this guy is. I mean, he looks exactly like the reward for completing the trading for the Traveler's Log. But still, who doesn't want more crocodiles? And this guy has more. This guy's not as rich as the other one. This one's like silver coins with silver swords and stuff, but still pretty good collection. So I'm gonna add that to the W column. Definitely gonna get this guy. You should get like ensembles and mounts first. And then top of the list here, 750. We got the ensemble of the Plunder Lord's Radiant Finery, which is just like the other Plunder Lords. So if you did rank 40 with Plunder Lord, with a Plunder Storm, you got the red version, and this is the gold version. I like this one. I like the red version a little bit more though, but I still love the overall design. This is definitely a W, so another W here. And this is for people who kind of got left out if you didn't do the Plunder Storm. Now you can look like you did Plunder Storm, just a different recolor. I might pick this up just because I like the look of it. I like the look. It's like a golden type of like yellow orangey. And yeah, it's 750. So guys, how did we do? For the W column, we got 20 W's versus 6 L's. So again, widely successful. I think this is a good one. My only critique with our trading posts is just, Blizzard, please take your old, take these swords here. Where are they? This one. Take these swords. They look cool. Retexture them. That's all you gotta do. And then, boom, you'll have less L's. But overall, still a great trading post. September's looking good. What do you guys want to get? I mean, I'm probably going to be getting the top ones like the ensemble, the crocodile, and then probably a couple of the weapons. They look fantastic this season. But guys, what do you guys think? Are you guys going to get some? Do you guys agree with my 20 versus 6 W's to L's? Or do you think there should be more L's, more W's? I want to hear your opinion. But I do this video once a month, just doing the review. So this month I'm a little bit sick. But yeah, thank you for hanging out with me. And I will see you guys in other content I do, and then obviously in a month we'll be doing the next trading post. Thank you guys, and I'll see you later.